Well, we just went live with the house, and I had to use this opportunity since I have this individual on to do an interview. It's just something that's told me to do it. For those that don't know, I've known this individual since 1997. Um, he is someone that has been a mainstay in the scene for many years. I can tell you a bunch of experiences I've had with him, but I can also relate that he's had many experiences with many people in the scene, especially with the Vogue community and just members across the board. So, Arturo, tell them who you are in your words. Introduce yourself.
Oh, oh shit. Okay. Hey y'all. I've been in ballroom since 1996. Um, I joined the house at Infinity. Mika actually brought me to the house. So I've known Mika since before that. From
Well,
there,
wait. Let's go through your history. Let's start off with that. You said Mika brought you into that. She brought you to this world that you're in almost 30 years later, basically. How
um,
was that experience? How did you meet her? And obviously that was her former self. How did you meet her? What was that experience like and everything?
I honestly don't remember how I met Mika. I just remember um, Mika bringing me to the Infinity meeting. Um, that's the first. That's the closest thing I remember. But even before that, like Temple was saying, that majority of us come from the underground dance world, and then we transition to ballroom, which is very true because that's where I started from.
And that was called All Stars then, correct?
Well, All Stars is a talent show agency that we all participate.
Mm,
But All Stars is not the particular scene. All Stars was just
mm.
the catalyst where we all performed at that time.
Are
Um,
you considered, real quick, are you considered an icon in that scene as well?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's like
So
hashtag old.
so coming to it, you come to an affinity meeting. What did you understand of Noah Ballroom that you remember at that time?
Um, for me, when I started, it wasn't about ballroom. It was just about dancing and voguing. I didn't know anything about ballroom. I just know a friend of mine wanted me to come and join something that they were a part of, and because I love dance and competition, it felt natural to do so.
So how did you learn how to Vogue Femme, and what made you choose Vogue Femme performance of all things?
Um, we started voguing in our dance routines. Like I say, in our underground dance scene, voguing was becoming popular, and all the dance teams started to add a little bit of something in there, and that's actually where I learned how to dip, and not vogue, but just do these little counts, and this is how you dip, and you're gonna do it here because I didn't really know too much about it until they took us to the clubhouse, um, leaving
The
from
original, the original clubhouse, 28th Street Clubhouse.
no, before 28th Street.
Where?
It was in the village. It was on Christopher Street, actually.
Really?
Yeah, it was a very small place. It was before
Mm.
28th Street. So I went there. Ray Ray had took us, all the dancers, but Ray Ray, I couldn't get in. I wasn't old enough. So I was outside, but that's what it was. It was clubhouse.
So talk about those. Okay, you was in Infinity, and when did you become a Mizrahi?
I was in Infinity for 2 years. Then I became a Mizrahi. Um, and I actually really loved Mizrahi. I think the only reason why I didn't stay is because how things were in New York City. And Jack wasn't here yet. Jack was still in Virginia.
Virginia.
And
Hmm.
I always tell Jack, if you were here, I would have never left. I always tell Jack that.
Well, I remember back then you was a diehard Mizrahi. You loved the House of Mizrahi. I remember that. So describe your experience from transitioning to Infinity to Mizrahi. What did you love about it? What was so special about it? And talk about your performance that time. Like, where do you feel looking back? Where's your performance at that time?
My transitional, how it happened, I think it was just in Infinity there were no Vogus because I don't think Mika was there anymore. At that time, I think it was just me, and I didn't really know them too much. I knew them in terms that I've been there, but not like I knew Mika. So it just felt like, okay, well, I'm here. Then I got offered to be in Mizrahi because I had more friends there. So for me, someone who don't know too much about the scene, it was easier for me to transition to that because I had a level of comfortability there.
So, what did you love about the House of Mizrahi back then?
They really took care of me. That's when Kelly was doing her U-Hauls and for real, her U-Hauls. Even from like, I remember coming from a dance show and Kelly outside the dance show and all the people got in the back of the U-Haul. It was hot, it was dark, and it was bumpy, but nobody cared because it created
It
an
was fun
experience that we won't ever forget because who the fuck rides in the back of a U-Haul?
with a bunch of people,
With a bunch of people in the dark.
but it was
But
fun too, like the good
yeah,
old days.
besides that, like Selvin, aka MC Deborah, and then Tahiri, Monique, when it was Monique.
Mm.
Um, it was just fun, and it felt like a family.
Who was you like your Vogue Femme inspirational from back then, like that you can remember?
Definitely Ken. Um, I looked up to Tia, aka Danny.
Mm-hmm. Is
Um,
she is she still alive, Tia?
I
She
have
still
no
alive?
idea.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I liked Imani.
Mm-hmm.
The between.
Mm-hmm.
Very Jason Gaultier about it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Kevin um, was one of my closest friends.
Bizarre Law.
Kevin Bazar, yeah. Me, Kevin, and Monica went to the same high school together. We all went to Grady, and we became really, really close. I think once I met them, my Vogue started transitioning more because we practiced. Kevin actually told me a lot about voguing. He always told me you don't need a production when you can beat a production. And he always said it to me, and he said it to me, and it always stuck with me until now. Um, so yeah, those are some of my inspirations. And Taifa, of
Mm-hmm.
course, Little Kevin, um, what you call it? Blah, 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 fuck. He passed away not so long ago. He was an Ebony. He's what Runway and Vogue Femme.
Terrell.
Terrell.
Yes, most definitely.
Terrell. Yeah.
Okay. So now we're in the year 2000. They came and shook Ballroom up. Literally, the icon Jay, he was an Ebony. He decided to merge with other great people, and they started the House of Manolo Blahnik. Talk about that experience of you, of course, the iconic himself, Pony, and Malachi. Discuss what that era of ballroom was for you, and that era of Vogue Femme for you was.
Well, it's all Michael Robinson's fault because I, like I said, I went to Grady first, but I didn't graduate from Grady. I graduated from Hedrick, from Harvey Milk, and he used to work at Harvey Milk. So at the drop-in center, Pony Malachi, actually, all the girls used to come there to Vogue after for the drop-in center. Like everybody who's probably an icon now went to the drop-in center to Vogue after school, and Michael worked there, and of course, we used to always talk about ballroom, and blah blah blah. And he got all of us to leave our current situations to come to Blonick. He brought us to Blonick. So but once I got there, and how everything was going, it really was an amazing experience. It was a step up from where I was. Um, at that time, it wasn't a lot of us in the house or Vogue Femmes. It was only me, Pony, and Malachi. Um, and then Deja came. We had Jasmine International was the mother. Jay was the father. Um, it was a transcendent time.
Boom Boom became Boom Boom was a Blahnik for a while. Vanessa was a Blahnik.
Octavia
Uh,
was a Blahnik for a
yeah,
while. Octavia was the
what?
overall.
So describe that. You were there for what? With that probably 6 years, 7 years.
That was Blonde for 7 years.
Describe that experience for you within those 7 years, with the amount of productions y'all did, and with just the amount of that's where you can kind of say your era where you really like started like dominating in the category, right? What would you say was that experience for you looking back at it all those years ago?
Well, okay, so two different things. I think for us, productions were always second nature because we all came from the same thing, from the dance scene. So that's what we did. Pony and Malika both were on my dance team that I taught. So we always worked together, even before Ballroom. So creating productions was something that was fun for us. Something that we know we can do that a lot of people could not do. Because it All Stars helped us push our creativity and also our choreography in terms of making sure we had a strong ending and a strong beginning. Because it's also two things we learn in the dance scene. If your beginning's not strong and how you end is not strong, the beginning's not going to matter. So learning those things and then working with them, it became second nature to do productions, as it is for me still now.
Mm.
Um, but that time of in the scene was honestly the best time for performance because everyone had their own identity. No one was trying to be somebody. If you ran to someone like that, it's because they actually looked up to you and they wanted to be you, just like you, not because it was popular to do so because that's what everyone's doing on YouTube or you go watch and take someone's move. They weren't doing that. They were
Mm.
just liking the person because the person was them, and everything that they were doing, they just wanted to do because they liked you as a person or live for you as a person. Um, but yeah, we so many greats came from that, and even in the ballroom scenes, like the productions, like because it's so many people in ballroom now, we really can't do productions because of the time, and back then we had nothing but time, so we had a lot of it to do productions and to show our creativity. Now
And now time constraints, unfortunately,
I wish
and
we can do the things that we used to could do because I'm sitting on these ideas and can never do them because we got to leave the ball so fast.
well, I'll get back to that. Let me put a pin in that part. So 7 years there, and then you went to the iconic house of Miyake Mugler. Was that directly into it, or did you take time before you went to that house?
At the end of Blahnik, I think the last, I'm pretty sure the last ball I walked was the Aga ball in 2006, 7? Yeah, 2007. And not too far after that, I went to Mugler. Just in Blahnik, it was time. Pony had left, Malachi had left. I was the last one there with some of the
Why
new.
did you not? Why did you not go with Zion? What made you choose not to go with them, and what made you choose to go somewhere else?
Because we were together so long, I wanted to have my own voice.
Mm,
Um, we were together in Atlanta for 7 years, and when you have that many vocals out good, you tend to win together a lot.
mm,
And I didn't want to keep having to win with them in order to win. So I
mm.
wanted to go my own way and create my own path.
So
So
let's talk about it. You went to Mugler, which was a already legendary face house. You are a performer. They always had very, very few performers per se. What made you choose that house, and how? What was your initial introduction within that first year staying there for you?
well, I wanted the shaders. I was gonna go to Chanel first.
Mm,
Um, I, Chip was trying to get me to go. I wanted to be the New York City father there, but they told me no.
mm.
Chanel said, I guess my name wasn't big enough at that time for them. So I went to Mugler instead, which in terms of the long run, for me, it was better for me because it also helped me become a better person.
Mm. What do you mean by that?
Um, we was Benji back then.
Very Harlem. For those that don't know, from Harlem. You live in Brooklyn now, right?
Well, I'm from Brooklyn, then I moved to Harlem, then I moved back
Oh,
to.
I always thought you was from Harlem. I always thought you was from like Paladino. Always. I always thought you was from over there.
No, I'm from where I live now in Brooklyn. I always grew
Mm,
grew up in Brookline, in Brooklyn.
mm,
Um,
mm-hmm,
that's where all my family lives still today.
mm-hmm.
everyone lives like a block from each other. And
Mm,
then I moved to Harlem, and that's where I met everybody. And
mm,
then later on, I moved back to Brooklyn. But yeah, so being young and Benji and doing what we want to do, pants hanging off the ass, and
mm.
coming to later like, child, David don't like your pants down, pull them up. I'm like, child, I'm grown, but I understood why he wanted us to pull our pants up because it shows a level of respect and maturity. But being around a lot of productive older members, because there weren't any kids in the New York City chapter when I went. Everyone was
Mm.
like Jason, Kimura. They was probably the youngest people. Jason, Kimura. Everyone else was like Nigel and already established legends
Mm.
and so I went in and like, okay, this is
So that,
this
so
is
basically, that was like a learning. So that was a learning period for you, basically.
it yeah, really, really was. It was an experience where not like people make it seem, and they make it seem like, oh, it's so bushy and stush over there. People can be, but in a better sense of it, it was just showing me how I could better myself.
Is it something that you look back that you realized that you needed at that time?
No, I don't think I don't think I won't say I needed it at the time, but I will say um, I'm glad I did it because it just showed me that I could have more.
Mm. Okay. So take this from there, Mugler. One thing I want to say: so many people that I run across, different times, right? And either they have said they've learned from you in the House of Mugler, or pick something up from you. Maybe not even never was a Mugler, but just learned. So many people that whether you inspired them, taught them. Um,
You
how
know
did that? I know what.
how I am with teaching.
Okay, well, let the people know. How are you with teaching?
Well, taught Jamel and Pony and Malachi, um, Frank, Tim, and Foxy. Um, who else? Oh, Nigel when she was voguing. Um, and I think from that era, yeah. But then everything else happened with pretty much afterwards. Legendary. After Legendary, there's abundance because I was teaching classes,
Hmm.
which I still do, but um, I get to reach more people than I did before in a closed knit circle. Um, because a lot of people come from different houses that come to my classes, Kiki scene or main scene, and I don't mind work with them. Even outside of classes, like I'll tell them like if they walk a ball, send me their clips and I'll give them advice on what they did and what they didn't do or how can they be better. Even if I don't walk the category, like someone be sending me runway clips and realness clips, because I don't mind giving you feedback that you may not see for yourself of how you can get better. And I think that's just me in general, like wanting everyone to be good, and not seeing that, oh, she's in another house, let me not help because I don't want her to beat my house members. But at the end of the day, it's not about that. Like I was saying, it's
Hmm.
about camaraderie and helping the scene grow. So for me, it's just about doing those things.
How do you take that responsibility in, or how do you feel when there's so many people that have openly admitted you've taught them, or show them the five elements, or that you critique them and help them become better, and that you've inspired them? How did that make you feel?
Um, I don't know, honestly. I guess I'm overly humble, so like a lot of that stuff doesn't really affect me. Um, I think at the end of the day, at the end of the day, it just better be good because if you telling people I told you and you getting chopped, then that's the issue. So I would just want it to be good if I'm helping you.
May I ask a question?
Okay.
Do you think you're overly humble, or that maybe you just don't give yourself enough credit?
I don't know because to me I don't care.
Why don't you care?
I don't know, and honestly, I just don't. I don't know. like when I do stuff and it gets recognition, like I'll be happy. But I'm like, okay, what's tomorrow? What I gotta do tomorrow? Like, what's next? So,
That's my curse, bitch. That is my curse. Let me tell you something. That's so funny you say that because my curse is when I accomplish something or do something,
mm-hmm.
I don't ever, and I learned about this in therapy, so I don't mind talking about it. I have when I put something in my purview or my goal, right? And once I accomplish it or it's done, I never really get to relish in it or celebrate it because my brain always go to, okay, that was cool, that was cute. What's next?
Uh-huh.
What's next? That's going to be bigger and better than the last thing, and what's going to give me a bigger,
Mm-hmm.
personal excitement for, and I never get to really like kind of like, take it all in. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to advise you and tell you that you need to celebrate yourself because you know when you look at the bigger scope of things in life, we're just here for just a second. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
just like looking at the universe, looking at the world, looking at talent, looking at history, and whatever we're able to contribute, that is able to be taken in, and people are able to use it as part of their legacy and pass it on. That means your legacy kind of lives inside of them, no matter what,
Mm-hmm.
forever. And I just kind of just want to let you know, like, give you the permission to celebrate yourself, because you are greatness, Arturo. And I have to let you know that because I think there are so many visionaries out here that don't get enough credit. And not to say that's what you're looking for, because I don't think that's what you're looking for at all, but you should be recognized for being a visionary, for being a producer. A lot of people, like, you probably would notice, like, some of these people want to come up with resumes for things, right? And they don't know what to put on. And I'm like, well, speak about some of your talent. Oh, well, I do this. Well, I'm like, well, what else do you do? And there's so many scopes of things that people don't realize is a gift, is a skill, is a talent. And
Mm-hmm.
if you're going to write in a resume, Arturo, I know you can put producer, cinematographer,
Yeah.
choreographer, you know what I'm saying? Because you know what's going to look good on camera. You have an eye for it. And you'll make, we can go down a list of things that you are able to contribute on a creative landscape that's
Mm-hmm.
part of the whole puzzle. And I just want you to know that if it doesn't set to you enough that you are greatness, you are a visionary, and a lot of people feel that as well out there. And I run across people all the time that be like, "Oh, Arturo," and I'm like, "Yeah, bitch, of course I know who fuck Arturo is." And it's not even just it's not even just people that's in ballroom. That's the funny thing about it. It's people outside of ballroom that have dealt with you in some type of way, or have heard of you, or wants to know, like,
I think also too,
how
I think also too, because I treat everyone kind. So,
kindness
regardless,
goes a far way.
huh?
Kindness goes a far, long way.
Yeah, I think so. And I treat everyone kind, even if I don't know them. A lot of people always say, "Wow, I didn't think he was gonna be like this. I thought she was gonna be like shady because I met some so and they were so mean to me because because they're icon and blah blah blah." And I
Hmm.
think me just showing them kindness goes a long, like I said, goes a long way because now they feel like, "Oh wow, maybe I can do this too."
Mm. What does ballroom still inspire you?
No.
Why?
Ballroom doesn't inspire me anymore because, like I was telling you, we it doesn't allow us to be creative anymore.
Mm.
Um, the people in ballroom inspire me
Mm.
because there's a lot of great leaders and a lot of great people that want to do amazing things and that are trying to do their best, and they inspire me. Like James inspires me. I speak to James all the time about his struggles and how hard it is to run a house and try to keep afloat, and he wants to do such amazing things, and he is doing amazing things. And Courtney came from the dance scene as well, and so we think alike in a lot of ways. But the things that she's doing now is way past what she probably thought she could do. Um, so
I
that
mean, all great leaders, they don't know what. To be honest with you, somebody said it to me. All great leaders don't even want to be a leader. All great leaders, because they know it's not an easy job. That's why when people like they
you know,
want a position,
I wanted to be a leader.
let me explain it to you, and you'll get what I'm saying. Like these people that, like, they want a position so bad, for example, right?
Okay,
They want it
now
so bad.
I got you.
they want it so bad and they need it and they want it and then it's like, do you really want this position? Like, do you really want the position? Not in name, but in action. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
being that leader, as you know, is you're kind of accessible to these people 24 hours a day,
Right.
especially when it goes outside the scope of ballroom, like, to be their counselor, to be their damn relationship therapist, to be their doctor at times, to be, there's so many different, hats you have to wear when you're being a leader to them. And you take these responsibility. And to me, people that really don't, the greatest leaders, they really didn't want, they didn't sign up, they just did it because it came natural. And they
Yeah.
just kind of, they pick up the slack where it needed and they just kind of like jump in and they jump in with all their might. You know what I'm saying? So I always look at, for those that just cry like, oh, I want to be a leader and I want to, I'm like, eh, it's not that simple and easy. If it was that, everybody would be a leader and
Right.
there would be a true leader. So yeah, I think some of the best leaders, you know what I'm saying, are those that can give themselves and their time freely. And even like look at little James, you have a big house like that and you have to manage so many people and it doesn't give you a lot of time to have your own personal life,
Yeah.
your own time to yourself because you have to give yourself so much freely to others.
Yeah.
So I always commend people that, like for example, that can have a house full of 100+ people because my house only has 40 something people and I want to pull my hair out on
Do
those
you
days. So
remember? Do you remember when you first started and when you told me, "Oh, I only want like 10 people. Oh, I only want like 6."
well, wait. I already told you boutique in the house. It's still boutique. I am never gonna go above 50 something ever. I can give now. Listen, when I'm dead and gone, and
You didn't even want that many. You wanted like 20.
yes, but as you go along, but it's still small. And now when I'm dead and gone, if somebody just if Kyrie wants to go ahead and go against my grave and do that, I have no control over it. I'm not here, but I just can't see like it's hard enough managing dealing with
Yeah.
30, 40 people. So I couldn't even imagine 100 because you want to have some type of like
Fam-
rapport and bond with everybody in your house. You just want to, for the most part. So it's just not easy. So I always commend people that can do it and do it effectively.
I
That's
no.
how I look at it.
I when people send messages like if someone say like we have practice today and they post it in the group chat, I would text everyone individually because I don't want people to say, "Oh, I didn't see it." No, bitch, you seen it because I texted
You
you.
listen. This is a whole nother. We could go down the whole thing. There's a whole method to the madness because not even just that. And I know you definitely know this way, just from you doing everything that you do. Everybody learns differently. Everyone communicates differently.
Uh-huh.
So you have to really utilize your personal connection with some people
You,
to get the best results out of them. You know what I'm saying?
they even get to
You have some. Especially we're old school. You have some people like, for example, if you have a practice and you're like, some people can get critiqued in front of other people and be fine and keep it good, and then you have some people that they're not as comfortable with that, or listen, we're in a different time, but that's a whole nother story. This is
but
about you still.
I get you, but I had a conversation too with some people, and I always tell them you have to learn how to be a leader, and you have to learn how to manage people, not manage a house. You have to learn how to manage people individually because everyone, like you said, everyone is not the same. It's not going to work the same for everybody. You cannot make one general consensus and think it's going to work.
But I can say for me, I'm extremely grateful for like people like Ronaldo and for Misha because they are totally different and they both have really good things that they're good at in helping manage people and dealing with things. And I think that as a team, it just works. And now with Vanessa here, I'm just very like satisfied. Like everybody has their own specialized gift with dealing with people, so that makes me happy. But yeah, but back to you. What my One of my last questions for now is what does Miyake Mugler mean to you now currently for Arturo in 2025 while we embark on the House of Mugler porcelain ball?
I think for me, it definitely still means family, but I think for the most part, for me, where I am now, it just I like to be a liaison. I like to be in the background, helping the leaders help the kids, um, because, like I was saying, you sometimes they don't know how to manage people. So I like to be able to come in and be like, no, you can't do that, because if you push them away by saying this, and it's not gonna work for everybody. So I like to just be on the back end and help when I need to, even though there's always time for me to come in and do some work. But I just love being in the back for right now.
So what's next for you on professional route? What's next for you?
Professional. I'm doing a lot of traveling, teaching other countries. I'm going to
How is that?
I love it. I will be in a different country anytime before I be here, and not because I don't like here, just because I love experiencing new things and being around new energy, and the fact that they love ballroom how we used to love ballroom. So,
what's the best country you've been to?
For what though?
Give me for traveling and give me for teaching.
For teaching, I love teaching. I don't know. There's not one place I like particularly like teaching in. I don't like teaching in Paris, because Paris, they don't come to class. Not for
really?
Not for Vogue. No. Because it's like Paris is like New York.
I hear that from too many people.
Huh?
I hear that from too many people, like that Paris is the most similar to the States.
It is. So they won't come to the Voguers won't come to class. They go to a session, they kiki houses, they do their own thing. Same like here. Like the ballroom kids who come to my class in New York is because I tell them, okay, you need to come to class, or come to class, I got you, something like that. But they won't come on their own accord. Really, not. It's very, very rare. But yeah, traveling a lot. I'm going to Australia and New Zealand next week.
Congratulations!
Thank you. I have a residency in January.
Where?
With Works in Progress.
Where the residency going to be in New York?
The residence is going to be upstate New York. So
how long is that going to be for?
It's for a week.
Okay.
4 weeks.
When are you doing another? When are you going to do another showcase that you've done before? When are you going to do that again?
I was trying to figure out when time wise, but it won't be till sometime next year. Go because Cats is going to Broadway next year.
Right. Oh, and you're part of that as well, right?
Yeah, I'm still a choreographer for Cats, me and Amari. And Cats goes to Broadway next year. So a lot of my time will be going to that. So
how has that experience been for you?
Oh, amazing. I love the experience with Cats before and now. I feel empowered and I feel important. I feel needed. I feel seen.
Did you ever think you would be working on a Broadway play?
Bitch, no. And then not a Broadway play.
Just thinking about it, the fact that it's going to be like going on Broadway, like, you know, of course, the TV, you know, you did Legendary, you've done other TV projects, but just to know that this is going on Broadway, like, that's just a whole nother thing, like on your resume. How do you feel? Like, do you think that this is going to be like the first of many? What do you feel?
I want it to be the first of many, because I want to use it as a catalyst, because I don't only Vogue. I can do regular choreography as well. So I want to catapult me to other choreographical gigs for Broadway and off Broadway.
I love that.
But no, I never thought we would be here. One, because it's Broadway, and then it's Ballroom, and you know, everyone loves Ballroom, and then everyone hates Ballroom. But the fact
can you define that right there? What do you mean by that?
What's that?
Everyone loves Ballroom and everybody hates Ballroom. What do you mean?
Everyone loves Ballroom because it gives them access to certain places they've never been into. It allows them a certain visibility and access into places that they couldn't get into, and like it helps make things possible, like bringing celebrities to OTAs and celebrities to Mugler Ball, because they know it's popular and they want a piece of it. So it's commercial, and people also hate it because it's commercial, because they want it to be still underground and low key and not as toxic because so many people are talking about it in a bad way and they want to keep it underground because of certain things. Maybe those are one of those things, but so people love it and then people hate it because of those things. But at the end of the day, with
Double-edged sword.
huh?
It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah. So, but at the end of the day, at least I can say with cats, they don't play about ballroom. Um,
Mm.
Omi is associate director, working with us on cats, and the cat team, the white people, the non they make sure we have enough ballroom representation outside and inside.
Okay.
They make sure they have enough trans people in the cast and working in the background. They don't play about that, like and for the off Broadway run, they had free tickets for the community. They had guest judges from the community come and judge a part of the play. Um,
Mm.
so they're big on being a part of the scene, not just taking from the scene and using it.
Mm.
So, um, so yeah.
Well, congratulations on that. And sidebar, I was on Facebook and I seen all this rubbish going on my timeline. Do you think if a celebrity comes somewhere they should get an LSS or not?
It depends on if you have time. It's just like us. If you have time
Okay.
for LSS for a celebrity, what's the difference? If you call somebody else out, Hassan Fefa, Ms. Rahi comes out and she, she do her thing. If you got time, you got time.
I
It's
didn't I didn't I didn't really understand what the whole
there isn't any. There, I got you. There's no way you're gonna tell me Beyonce come to a ball, you're not gonna call her out. There's no way you're gonna tell me that. So I think people pick and choose when they want to have selective outrage. And I believe Honey was right when she said, "I don't think it was about that. I think it was about Honey." And I do believe people didn't want that to happen because Honey brought her there. I don't.
was she
I think a
the
lot.
LSS was probably what, 15 seconds, if that, honestly, right? I'm not trying to be funny. It was, right? It
Yeah,
was real quick, right?
I think a lot of people, uh, when you get too popular, people think you're a different person now, and they may be taking that as Honey did it, Honey did that. Oh, I can't take her. Or Honey did this. She's not a cool girl, and she's not one of us anymore. She's one of them. When she's still walking balls, she's still coming out to events. She's even bringing people that y'all live for. So I don't understand why people give her a hard time. Anything you should say, congratulations. You're doing an amazing job for our community by bringing these people in who want to embrace us, not sit back and read us. Now, it's people might have different ideas about the cis women outside and how they take from us and blah blah blah. Maybe that's another thing that can be talked about with them in the background, but that's not our job to do that. I
Mm.
think um, I think people just I won't say hate on her. I just think people should give her more roses than they are.
Well, shout out to you, honey. I always tell you, you are very talented. You're amazing. You're an amazing performer, and you're gonna do great in everything that you do, as you're doing thus far.
Thank
So back to you, Arturo. Thank you very much for giving
you.
me some time. I adore you. I appreciate you, and I want everyone to know that if they want to learn, come to Arturo. He's one of the best. And Arturo, let them know how they can follow you and find you on social media.
Um, Instagram is the easiest. I'm mostly on Instagram. It's Toro underscore THA engineer. Yeah.
You heard that here first. Thank you, Arturo, and you have an awesome day.
Welcome. Love y'all. Bye.
Thank you, Arturo.
You're welcome.